Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video, and today I'll be doing a review of the JJRC JJPRO P200. And now a couple of you have been asking about videos on this because I did do an unboxing with a beginner setup as well as a maiden flight a while ago, about a month ago now. And I haven't really, I know I promised videos on a good beginner tune and then a good advanced tune with the 4S battery, but I've just got to say none of that has happened because I've just been slammed with things in life right now, just stuff I haven't had time, as well as any time that I've had I haven't been able to do it because I've had vibrations with this thing. And yes, this prop is broken. I hit a tree the last time I was testing it. Those are not the stock props, but let me just run through everything else and then I'll get back to that later. So it does come with a battery. It comes with a 3S 1500 milliamp hour, supposedly 30C battery, which, you know, will get you in the air, but really, if they're marketing this as a racer, you would definitely want a 4S battery. It comes with these little camo props, 5046 bullnose props. Pretty cool, actually, really well balanced, but they're not too durable. I don't know if it's because of the die pattern or what, but they bend really easy and they don't break, they don't bend back, they crease. Very similar to the original DAL 5040 bullnose V1. You can see pretty much the same. I have the motor guards off, as you can see here. These just come on. They basically just fit around the arm like that, and they had them on with 4 screws. But once again, I'll get to that in a second. Comes with 2 different battery straps here, either for your battery or camera, and then another little red one here, maybe for an HD cam up top. Comes with 3 zip ties. I thought these might be to secure the ESCs down to the arms because they do just take foam underneath them as it comes from the factory, but there's only 3 of them, so I don't know there. And then you do get a charger, just as B3, it plugs into the wall. 2 to 3S balance, so no 4S port, and 800 milliamps, so it'll take about an hour and a half to charge your battery. And I got the bind and fly version, so mine did not come with a receiver or a transmitter. So for my transmitter, I'm just using my FrSky Taranis Plus, as well as a FrSky D4R2 in there running PPM. And I did originally want to use an X4R SB to get S-Bus for a faster connection. And this is just a little bag that came with the battery there. However, I was not able to hook this up. I'm not sure if it was an issue not being able to get the UART to work because there's not enough on this board, but I couldn't get it to work, so I decided just to go back to PPM, and it wasn't too bad. So let me quick run down all the components on this. I'll give you a full rundown. So we have the Emax RS2205 2300 kV red bottoms, and these are actually the 2600 kV red bottoms I've swapped on, but more about that once I go over my vibration issues. But it comes stock with 2300 kV red bottoms, which I would recommend for a 5-inch propeller. You've got Emax Lightning 20 amp ESCs. I have them covered up with tape because of the motor wires. I was once again testing these motors for the vibration. The camera, I'm not too sure about the camera. I believe it's 700 TVL. It's definitely a CMOS camera. I do not like this camera. It handles light horribly. It is out of focus, and I have vibration in jello no matter what I have changed. Once again, more on that in a minute. You've got a little beeper up here, a little buzzer, if you can see that there, just built onto the PDB, which is nice. You can set up a lost model alarm. For the PDB, it's just part of the frame. It's built in. The biggest part that I don't like about it is this overhanging section. All that is structural, so it's not too great, because if you have a hard enough crash, it can knock it out. And it does have 3 little programmable LEDs built into the back here with your XT60, just with little bent pins there. For the flight controller, it is the Emax Skyline 32, which is basically a Naze 32, but it has the little pins, or the ports instead of pins on it. So, you know, I don't really like those ports at all with all those plugs. However, it comes ready to fly or pre-built, at least most of the way besides your receiver, unless you get the ready to fly version. So it's nice that that's already done for you. So there's also, you get this FPV antenna with it. They're the video transmitter is up here. I believe it's a 48 channel one, you can see there, so it does have race band, and it has this Nighthawk antenna, which is SMA. As you can see there, it's just a nice bulkhead. There's an SMA, and actually I found this antenna to be not too bad. It's not the best, but it certainly isn't the worst, and I think it's a pretty decent stock antenna to get you in the air with decent signal right away. And it also comes with this little HD camera mount on the top. As you can see, I've had to glue it in because as it comes, there's just these little, hopefully you can see that there are these little hooks that slide down through, and they just push forward and they sort of click into place, but not really, so it could come back out or vibrate. So I secured it down with glue, but turns out I never actually ended up using it. And the minimum camera angle on that mount is 35 degrees tilt, and the maximum is 45 if you loosen these screws and slide that down. Pretty similar with the FPV camera. Because of your receiver there, especially with the Ready to Fly model, they have a big bulky Fly Sky receiver in there. You can't get less than 30 degrees camera tilt, so for a beginner that might put you off, especially if you don't want to fly with camera tilt. But then the max you can get, it just swivels this little bracket. The max is probably 60 degrees up tilt, so really crazy there. So finally, let me go over my vibration problem. So when I first took it out and did the line of sight flight, it flew great, you know, but you can't really see things in line of sight, tuning issues that, unless they're major, when you can't see the vibration, again, unless you can hear it and it's very major. So first of all, I had lots of vibration in the FPV feed, and I will show you some DVR footage here that I have took, also to show you how bad this camera is. I do not like this camera. So let me tell you what I tried to do to diagnose the vibrations, because without the vibration, this would be a very good quad and it handles great. But with the vibrations, I have just given up on it. So first, I switched out the props. I tried the second set of these props to make sure, and I checked them. They were perfectly balanced. No luck. I tried these DAL props. No luck. I tried some HQ 5040 tries. No luck. And they're all perfectly balanced, but I still had the vibrations. So I then went into the ESCs and I updated the firmware to BLHeli 14.6, changed some settings, put ESC braking on. And just a real quick, I'm going to go off about these ESCs quick. These are the Emax Lightning 20 amp, as I said. And this board does support BLHeli pass-through, so if you want to program these, you can do it through the configurator. You don't have to unplug them. You can do it straight through the board, which is awesome. However, the BLHeli suite identifies these as Emax Nano 20 amps, which they are not. It tells you they are Nano, and it tries to flash them Nano, but you do not want to do that. I did that, and I was having issues. As soon as I plug it in, I had smoke coming from my motors, smoke coming from my ESCs, and I couldn't figure it out. I changed all the settings and everything. So basically, you have to go and find the Emax Lightning 20 amp. I don't know why it identifies them wrong, but Emax posted on their site about this issue. You have to go find that, and then you can put it on. And it'll tell you, oh, you're flashing the wrong firmware, but really it's just wrong. I'm not sure why the miscommunication is happening, but if you're going to flash these, be very careful. I would rather just recommend updating the settings, simply turning ESC braking on. That's pretty much all you have to do. You don't have to flash them to newer firmware because they come with 14.4 on there, which is pretty new. Next for vibrations, what did I do? I tried a 4S battery. I don't know, someone said that they had issues on 3S. They went to 4S and it was better. But nope, not there. I actually took the camera, I secured it with glue all over. I took it back off now, so made sure it could not move and vibrate at all. No luck there. I took the frame apart, made sure all the bolts were tight. I took the camera apart, I took the back off, and there was already a piece of foam in there because I thought maybe the sensor was jiggling. And I put more foam in there and stuffed it in, so that camera is tight in there. Still did not fix it. So out of the factory, the ESCs come with no ground wire soldered to them. So I cut a little wire and soldered a ground for each of the ESCs, maybe thinking that had something to do it, and no luck there. And I have not even had the chance, I just don't even feel like it, putting an HD camera on here to see if there's vibrations in that. I think there will be less because a CMOS sensor is definitely more highly susceptible to the vibrations, but honestly, I'm about done with this. I just spent so much time trying to fix it, and it really hasn't improved much. And also another note, flying this with the 2600 kV red bottoms, these props, and a 4S battery, just another testing vibration flight. When I was going high throttle, I was getting twitches out of the motors, so maybe the board is getting overloaded or the ESCs are, but I don't know. There's just something wrong about this that I can't figure out. I've changed pretty much everything, and you can see, oh, I forgot, I also took these motor guards off because they weigh about 20 grams, and when they're on there, sure, I'm a fan of motor guards. They will protect your motor, but you cannot grip your motor with these on here. JJRC or Emax, whoever made this, you cannot get your motor without pliers or a tool. If you're going to do guards like that, include a tool so you don't scratch up your motors. Because I thought maybe I put a bell off balance by using pliers. So I took the motors off and put a brand new set of 2600 kV red bottoms on there that I was going to use for a 4-inch build to test, and just got rid of those as well. And the tape is just wrapped around the wires because I didn't want to cut them for this build since I'm going to be taking them back off. And once again, still no luck. So, you know, I don't know, it still flies good. I'm not going to be doing a flight in this video just because I'm just fed up with it, and I will probably be salvaging parts from it, the motors, ESC, receiver, maybe the flight controller, probably the video transmitter, just for other things. But, you know, I did a beginner setup, which pretty much goes over the things on how to set this up. The flight controller, let me just talk about that a little bit more. It's the Emax Skyline 32, which is basically a NAS 32, so it's an F1 board, so it is not F3, so the processing power is fairly limited. So if you're going to run the accelerometer, I would recommend a 2 kilohertz gyro rate and a 1 kilohertz ESC or PID loop rate. If you are running acro and you completely turn the accelerometer off like me to fly all acro, you can then step it up to 2 kilohertz, and you'll be fine, because if you have it 2 kilohertz with the accelerometer on, you'll be putting overload on the CPU, and it'll be about 50%, which is too high. So I do recommend this copter. It is definitely, I just say check out a bunch of other people's videos on it, because it seems like I've seen vibration in other people's videos, but none to the extent of mine, which is just so frustrating to me, because I have changed literally everything on this except for the frame, the camera, the flight controller, and the power distribution board. I don't know what else it could be. So if you've had this problem and we're able to fix it and you have some insight, let me know. And it's not PID tuning, before you guys go, oh, you just don't know how to PID tune. I have tuned various copters, probably about 5 so far. I consider myself pretty good with tuning, and an issue like this, even if your tune's not great, you wouldn't have this issue even with a halfway decent tune. So just quick before I end this video about why I'm done with this one, even though it's really not bad. The motors are great. They're tested and proven, great motors. I don't see any problems with them there. I don't like the motor guards. The camera, I would say, is trash. Flight controller's probably okay. I like the frame and the PDB. Structural PDB is not the best, but you know, I think it's okay for what it is. Unless you really smash it into a tree, you might be in trouble. The ESCs, I've never used them before. They seem to be giving me good results. I'm getting low RPMs out of them, but you know, maybe those are what's causing the problems. I don't know. Let me weigh this real quick. I'm gonna tear this just so I can give you guys a weight, all-up weight. It is 328 grams with the stock 3S battery. It goes to 450 grams, and with a 4S 1300, it goes to let me look. It goes to 500 grams. So with an HD camera on there, probably about 570 grams. So it is pretty light in the True X configuration with the minimalist build. So it is a pretty light quad, which gets you the extra performance and speed out of it. Yeah, and one more thing I forgot to mention about vibrations. It comes with the Emax motor nuts. the lock nuts, and I also did try replacing them because I have heard some of them have issues with vibrations, and I tried some DYS. You can see there's just a red one here, so you can see it's different. No luck there, as obviously, once again. Quick, go over the battery mounting, trying to remember everything. This just goes under here, and it just bolts onto the, it doesn't bolt on, but it just goes against all these bolts here, so I'd recommend get these, just 2 little pieces of foam, one on the frame and one on this little cover slip here, because when you put it in there, it's going to help grip a lot more, and it'll also cushion it against the screws, and then the battery will just come up out the back here. You can see the LEDs didn't come on, but everything's got power, and you can view your video transmitter channel from up there. And you can, where's the button? Over here is the button to change that, as well as, if you take a look, where is it? I gotta find it here. There's a switch up here in the video transmitter. I actually broke mine off, so it's pretty hard to change now. There's a little switch on there, and if you switch it one way or the other, it switches from 200 milliwatt to 600 milliwatt, or 25 milliwatts to 600 milliwatts power. So I'm not really sure, I don't remember which switch position is which, but I saw Sibadaki point that out. He has a tool that's able to measure the output power. So that's, if you're having bad signal, try putting it to the other side, because maybe you're on the low power setting. Let me think. That's about it. Yeah, like I said, it's a good quad. I think it's got decent components, minus that trash camera. I'd rather spend an extra 20 bucks, probably not even that much, and get a good camera than this, you know what. So that's that, and just the vibration problem, I can't solve it, so I'm gonna call it quits on this one, and you know, take the parts for other things. So that was the end of the video. I'll leave a link down below to GearBest site. Thank you for sending it out, to check it out if you are interested in it. And like I said, I would check out other videos on it. Just try and look for in-depth videos, because I've seen a lot of them out there that are just kind of glazed over. They're not really in-depth, because maybe they're having the issue and they're just not telling you, because I haven't really seen too much DVR footage from it. But yeah, that was the video. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.